Well, some new research by Holiday Travel Watch has indicated that although things have improved, tight finances mean us Brits are still compromising on our holidays. To talk to me about this, I'm delighted to welcome Frank Breheny. I hope I've got that right. Frank is a solicitor and consumer director for holiday complaint specialist Holiday Travel Watch. Frank, what is the role of Holiday Travel Watch, first of all?
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
The role of Holiday Travel Watch, it's been going for about 18 years, and what we do is we provide information and guidance to holidaymakers, particularly those who encounter problems in their holiday bookings or indeed whilst they're on holiday.
Yeah. Is this is the event, sir, the need of your services growing? Are we getting more complaints from the holiday companies?
Yes, I think that's a fair comment. We have noticed probably over the last 2 to 3 years probably about a 20% increase in the number of calls that we're receiving to our helpline. But I think that's partly due to the demise of government advice services and issues like that. I don't think it's wholly down to us, but I think it's a number of factors that's bringing people to us.
Is it partly to do with people's expectations that they think they expect more than they actually pay for? Or is it the fact that holiday companies are in some difficulties and they're cutting the costs?
I'm not sure about the expectation points.
Yeah.
I think the adage is there are some people who say you get what you pay for, but if it is advertised in a particular way, then that promise should be carried through. And I think there is some evidence, we've seen it from some resorts, say from Egypt and places like that, where we hear anecdotally that the cost per holidaymaker that is given to a hotel for an all-inclusive holiday is pitifully low.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Yeah, there is I think it's a truism that you do get what you pay for on the whole. I think one of the things that does Travel Watch, does that cover the UK, or are you just outside the UK?
Well, we started off as an organisation that dealt with UK holidaymakers, but what we're finding, particularly over the last 5 to 10 years, that we're getting more holidaymakers contact us from countries around Europe. And we have had contact from holidaymakers in the United States, Canada, South Korea, Australia. Wow. So, we're becoming pretty sought after.
How do people access your services? Is it part of what they pay for a holiday, or do they just ring you, or do they kind of take out a policy? How do they access your services?
Right. Well, whilst we see ourselves as part of the travel industry, I think the travel industry have a different view on that, however.
Get away.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's quite simply, we are independent. We're not a travel company. We're not allied to an insurance policy or anything like that. It's just simply that people access us through Google searching our website.
Right.
That's how they find us.
Does the research, does that indicate, where are we going? Are we spending less money this year? I think one of the great things that will impact the travel industry this year is what's happening in the south of England now, because I just don't see that being fixed at all for this summer. Yes. And that's going to make people look elsewhere, probably abroad.
I think you make a good point there, Kevin, because when the survey was done, it was done prior to this shocking weather that we're all experiencing. And I think the point is valid. But money is tight. And, for example, in your region, 46% of those surveyed said they were going to spend under £500 on a holiday this year. I wish. I want
somebody to tell me how you do that.
Yeah, well, that's the trick, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think, 36% said that they were going to holiday in the UK. So I think probably to answer your question a little bit there, on that particular point, I think if people stay at home, if they're lucky enough to be in a job and able to afford to have some R&R time, they're probably going to have day trips out.
Yeah.
More than, say, subscribe to a holiday cottage or one of these resort parks in the UK. There's obviously going to be exceptions to the rule, but I think that's probably how people are going to, in huge inverted commas, afford to stay at home and go on holiday.
One of my worries about this, because clearly money is still tight and will be for the foreseeable future, I suspect. And if the holiday countries try to drop the standard of the holidays to meet what people's available disposable income is, then you've got a mismatch. People got expectation, remembering what they got when they spent twice as much and expecting that for half the price. Is that an area that we could get ourselves into if we're not careful?
I think it's absolutely spot on, Kevin, because we have seen for a few years, these remarkable deals. For example, 2 weeks all-inclusive in Egypt for £250. I've seen that.
Crazy.
I've seen, £500 all-inclusive in Sri Lanka and issues like that. Look, I think most people use their common sense. If it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is.
Yeah.
And what holidaymakers need to do, I think, is this is what our research bears out. 42% turn to review sites. 10 out of 10 for that 42%. Real consumer journalism, alive and kicking. Use that information to determine for yourself whether your choice in a holiday destination is right for you. And if it is, after you've done all that research, don't rely on that glossy brochure, and the price is right for you, then that's the best possible deal you can get for yourself.
Frank, one of the things I think will be beneficial for the travel industry, when I get my car insurance quote, I'm given the option to pay a small extra fee to get legal protection. Why can I not do that on a holiday company and buy your services?
Well, that may be something for the future, but current models as they exist, you can buy perhaps travel insurance policies which actually they give you legal expense insurance, but the problem is the small print says, but you can't sue the tour operator or the travel company.
Yeah.
It's utterly useless.
Yeah, it is, really.
And that's a big issue, and I suspect that, parliaments may well come back to that when they look at regulation of travel insurance again.
Well, I think the travel insurance, they are in a really tough market, really, because they have cut the cost, and almost, I think, too far, because, all you do is you get more people go, but all you do is get more problems, and your credibility goes down in the market, and so does your share price. I mean, how do we get out of that cycle of almost indifference?
Well, I think, just talking about the travel industry, I think, and I say this to the great and the good in the travel industry, you need to think a little bit more about your consumers. You need to develop a new compact. Don't charge more, a higher price during school term times.
That's a hot potato.
A real hot potato, Kevin. Think about the future. Don't think about short-term sales. I understand why it's done in difficult times, but for goodness sake, travel companies, start to think about the future, build in brand loyalty, price things correctly, and deliver them a fair deal.
Yeah. I think that is. I just hope that we can get there. I mean, one of the things I think that the travel industry's done well is got a basic holiday, but you can bolt on the extras that you want to make it the type of package you want. And I think that is a good move, because at least you're paying more, but you're doing it by personal choice because you actually appreciate the value of the extras that you're getting.
Well, Kevin, that's the second hot potato of the morning, actually. Yes, you're right.
I'm on a roll.
I think you're right, actually. I think, we can choose, these bolt-ons.
Yeah.
But the hot potato part of it is that sometimes holidaymakers don't realise that they're bolting it on, or should have bolted it on. A good example is, say, these companies who say they don't sell you a package holiday, but they actually do.
Yeah.
But what they don't do is to actually tell you need to buy the baggage allowance on some of the low-cost airlines, for example. Yeah. So, people, or print off your boarding ticket. So,
That's a killer, that.
So there's the third hot potato for the morning. But, it's these, for goodness sake, travel industry, just tell us as it is. Just give people a quick fax document, a quick checker, if you like, just to make sure that the holidaymaker knows what they should be buying, what they should be getting, so that everybody is clear and everybody can be friends and stay friends forever.
Frank, do you have a website where my listeners can access your company, or a telephone number? How do they do that?
Yes, I think the best way to access us is through the website. All the information you need is there, and you can find how to contact us by landline as well. Yeah. And the website is allthews.holidaytravelwatch.com.
Frank, an absolute pleasure talking to you. Hope to speak to you again sometime. Take care.
You too, Kevin.